Oh god, this is a mess. Yeah, so most of you know that I've become a bit of a game collector. And I want to do something premium for the fans. So I'm going to be doing these monthly-ish, maybe deep dives? Not deep dives. Closer looks at new acquisitions for the month. And I've got a doozy for you this month. Let's start off simple with some Vinted acquisitions. This is Prima's official strategy guide for the Journey Project 3, the Journeyman Project 3, Legacy of Time. You know, look, both of these were €1 each from the same seller. I don't really have any connection to the Journeyman Project. It's like a point-and-click time travel adventure game series. But it's cool to have, I don't know, a little collection of strategy guides for a potential bookshelf. I have one of these already that I found in a thrift shop. You know, it's kind of fun to have. Also, I like this. It came with someone's printed out instructions. And, oh, the actual receipt. I love it when you get the actual receipt. This is someone's address. I'm sure they don't live there anymore. Homme Rijpkema. That's Rijpkema is a Frisian name. That's interesting. But it was bought in 98. No, this is the... Sorry, this is the receipt for Buried in Time, the Journeyman Project 2. Interesting. And somebody bought it in Rochester, VT. Where's VT? Vermont. That's interesting. Somebody in France in 1998, a Frisian person in France in 1998, ordered through a catalog, presumably, the CD version. I don't think there's any other version because they're FMV-ish games, of the Journeyman Project 2 Buried in Time for $30, and then including, what's this, $10 in shipping. That's fascinating. That's super cool. That has nothing to do with the strategy guide of Journeyman Project 3 Legacy of Time, other than it's probably the same person, right? But yeah, cool. Cool. I love it when it comes with little history stuff like this. We're going to see a little bit more of that. Oh, look here. Other games. The Last Express, Riven. Extreme Warfare. That's not a Call of Duty. You know, these are fun little time capsules. I'm gonna read through it. Look at that guy. He looks like he's having a good time. Saros the Templar Guardian, of course. Of course. Next. So the other thing I got, and I can't believe I got this for $1. Sorry, euro. I'm confusing myself with receipts now. Myst 5, End of Ages. I've only played like a phone version of Myst 1. I have a couple of other DVD versions of Myst 3 and 4 and 5, actually. Now that I think about it, that's how I got to this. A couple of months ago, I had found DVD versions of a couple of other Myst games, and I wanted to look up kind of what they were going for, because I put them all in a big spreadsheet, so I know kind of the value of my collection. And I saw this on Vinted, and it looked so cool, and it was €1, and it's like a little journal. And you know, the Myst games are all about books and the written language. So what's in this? Well, inside the book is another book, and it's kind of annoying as a package because it's loose, so it just slips out, but whatever. Look at the detail on this though. Look, even the tops have like pages. Before we look at the book, let's look at, you know, you get the game. That's it. Myst 5 End of Ages. It comes with the manual. The manual is in French because this is technically a French copy of the game, presumably from the same person who bought the Journeyman games. But alongside the game, you also get the bonus DVD. The bonus DVD has making of trailer, launch trailer, and soundtrack on it in MP3 form. That's pretty cool. And of course, the book itself is fascinating as well. Take a look at that right now. It comes... This, I presume, this is like the back of the box for the French edition, right? And presumably that came packaged like this. all wrapped up in plastic. The book has an introduction. It has a language to the it has a guide to the fake language that they made for these games. It has an overview of the previous games, character introductions, a gallery, a preview of like a book tied into the series, the manual in English, and then so it says here notes starts at page 116 and ends at page 148. So that's a lot of pages of notes. But then again, this is a Myst game, right? I wouldn't write notes in this kind of book personally. Maybe in a regular manual. But yeah, really cool. Here, a note written in the fake script that they made for the games, and then the guide to the language and the alphabet. It's really cool. Then you just got like, oh look, Myst Saga overview, and then it's just a couple of paragraphs on. It's mostly promotional paragraphs. It's not a summary or anything like that, and then it's just pictures of the game. Same for Riven, Myst 3, and 4. And then character bios. Alright, with little pictures. And then just a gallery of concept art for Myst 5. I'll be honest, it does make me kind of interested in the lore. If I ever get the time to do a full playthrough of all 5 games, that would be cool. And then what was left? The Book of Merim preview. Yeah, so this is very little. This is three and a half pages of a tie-in novel, I think, and then the actual game manual, which is still nicely printed on the same kind of book stuff. So that's the Myst 5 End of Ages Collector's Special French Ubisoft European Edition. It's not super common. I do kind of feel like I got it at a steal for €1 plus shipping, to be honest. But that's how I like to do things. Because, okay, so a couple of days ago, as I'm filming this, I played Lair, a dragon action flying game from Factor 5, the people who made the Rogue Squadron games, which I enjoyed very much. I did not enjoy this very much. It's ambitious but incredibly broken. But when I went out to buy this at like a regular secondhand game store, there is a thrift store nearby that I've gone in but never bought anything from. And one of the things that I've done post-therapy is challenge myself by going thrifting, because thrifting is a bit of an unpredictable thing. A lot of these places are just piles of junk with no like price tags on them, and you have to haggle. Well, not have to, but you can. And it's probably smart to. And you never know what you're going to find, and you don't know whether the people running the shops are friendly or not. But anyway, I went in not really looking for anything. Well, I was, hoping there was a 0.0001% chance I would find a Sega Saturn or something. I didn't. But what I did find was a stack of big box PC games that they had just gotten in. They weren't even organized or priced yet. And I kind of went through it quickly because I was doing this on a Friday afternoon. I was just a quick trip into town, so I didn't have the time to really slowly look around or anything like that. So the games I got, and I got them all for a pretty good price, is one, Slamscape. This was on my list, actually, which is quite rare that I find an uncommon game that's on my want list. I don't know why it's on my want list. I guess because it's funny. It's kind of like a vehicular combat game. Okay, those are the levels. Carnival Hella, Uraniumania, or The Recycler, and Endless Summer. It has an evil teddy bear breaking apart. It says PC CD-ROM. It says featuring the music of God Lives Underwater. And what I find extra funny is, it might be hard to read this. Here, soundtrack by God Livers Underwater. I love it. This is like, these are the original price tags. These are not from the... I paid more for it than this. Not a whole lot more, but look here. It says from $99.95 to $9.95. That's quite a discount. Did they really sell games for... Well, this will be guilders, not euros. Presumably 1996. Let's look inside. And it's put into a nice little package. This is a kind of a basic, pretty basic big box. This is some kind of French Virgin Interactive registration card. These are also French. These installations, these are printed out. So somehow it made its way to the Netherlands. Although to be fair, this is a Dutch like discount bookstore, Boekenvoordeel. And then in the Ziploc bag we get the manual, and you get the game. The game is discounted. On the game, it's discounted even more, from $9.95 to 32 cents. They really wanted to get rid of it. Yeah, nice basic disc. And then here, just multilingual installation instructions. I don't know if this has like a story or anything, but I should probably check it out as a game. And then here's the manual. It's still in perfect condition. This game has barely been used. Black and white though, but yeah. Okay, it's the Shreddy Bear. That's wildlife. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you'll see this on the channel at some point. The next big box game I got, and again, I kind of grabbed whatever I could see from the crate. And the guy working there was super friendly, and later told me about more stuff they had, but we'll get to that. But the next one I got is Crusader No Remorse. Now, I know this is like a classic game that a lot of people love. I have no history with it. This I got because I know it's something known. It comes with EA Collectors free games or exclusive EA baseball jacket when you collect tokens from specially marked packs. Yeah. This is this also like, no, England. This is a British release. Yeah, and it's got the EU rating stuff. But yeah, this is also very cool. This is one of those that comes with a sleeve, and then it has a generic EA box. This is not mold or anything like that. That's just the lighting. It's just old. And then in the box, we've got quite a few things, actually. This is the install guide, which is quite involved. How to make a boot disk. So this is not for Windows. A lot of troubleshooting, audio questions. I have a 100% Sound Blaster compatible sound card, but I'm not getting any sound. Why not? Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah, and then reference card, keypad stuff. Then this is, I think, a little promotional guide for Dragon Sphere, Subwar 2050. Don't know those. No Master of Orion, Fields of Glory, Falcon, Golf, Harrier Jump Jet. A lot of simulation games, it seems. Pirates Gold, Formula 1 Grand Prix, Dogfight. Yeah, a lot of simulation stuff. This is kind of cool. This is what I love about, like, when you're thrifting, you don't know what's in the box always. You can try to take a look, but like, it was kind of busy and it's really cramped in there. Like I said, it's really just a pile of junk. Kind of smells in there too, you know. It's a lot of furniture and just electronics and just stuff stacked on top of each other. So you don't know. But what I did get is, this is like a newspaper. Look here, top line. This is like a little newspaper set in the world of Crusader. It's just super cool. Has advertising. Mother Nature is jealous. She never thought of sparkle juice. Super cool. I wonder if this is at all scanned or archived. I should look that up. And then there's the primary manual, not the installation guide. This is a little dusty. This has been used. Also cool, like, this document is classified Resistance Confidential. I love it when manuals are in universe. Look at that, it's got coffee stains. There's all the weapons. Very cool. Very cool stuff. It commits to the bit. There's notes. Yeah, I love it. Very cool. I don't know if I'm ever going to bother playing this, but it's a really nice box to have in the collection. No back cover on the CD. Very basic. promoting an official guide. This is a bit of a manual also. So there's like 3 manuals. This is full color too. Very cool. A lot of reading to do. Like back in the old PC games, a lot of reading to do. Yeah, the disc has been used. There's a bit of scratching on it. Hello. That's me. For IBM PC and 100% compatibles. Fascinating. So that's Crusader No Remorse. And then the third big box game I got is kind of something I have a little bit of history with. It's Flight Simulator 2000 Professional Edition. Some of the few good memories I have of my father are of playing Flight Simulator 2000 with him on my computer, which could barely run it, mind you, but it was still a very cool piece of software. Now, this box has seen better days. That's okay. It might, it's still restorable, I think. I remember seeing some videos about how to restore old game boxes, and I might give that a try here. But the reason why it's seen better days is because the contents are really stuffed in there. And I have to be kind of careful removing them, because otherwise I'll just tear it more, which I don't want to do. Not that it's super valuable or anything, but, I care about these things. What makes it Professional Edition, I think, is just some more content, really. It's a DLC. So in this box, we get this big cardboard thing that has the game on it. The leading simulation for pilots and serious aviation enthusiasts. And it's got 1, 2, 3 discs. See, here's the thing. I remember, these are CDs. This is before DVDs, yes. I remember our version wasn't this big box version. It was like a little fold-out version. I remembered having more discs for some reason, but who knows. This is registration. Help us help you. No thanks, Microsoft. I don't think you can. This is still glued. Yeah, I'm not going to bother unseating that. Then there is another installation guide in multiple languages, of course. And then this is subsidiary information. Okay. If I need to figure out what Microsoft's address in the Ivory Coast is, I think I can figure that out. Oh, they have Caribbean countries and territories in Puerto Rico. And then there is also limited warranty, super interesting. Wow, amazing. Papua New Guinea warranty. Microsoft is a big corporation and was a big corporation even then. And then the thing that really causes all the trouble, a physical, humongous, and heavy pilot's handbook. Not a manual, a pilot's handbook with extreme level of detail about how to fly, notes on all the planes. Yeah, super cool. What I remember is it had, I wouldn't call it detailed cockpits, but it had very detailed instrumentation panels. All these little dials and stuff would do stuff, and you could click on them with the mouse. Very hard to play with just keyboard and mouse. That's what I remember too. We also had Combat Flight Simulator at some point. That was a little bit easier. So that's Flight Simulator 2000 Professional Edition. That's one that has a little bit of a personal touch, a little bit of a memory thing for me. That makes it a little special. I don't have very many positive memories of my father due to primarily his fault, but we're not going to go into that right now. This is one of the better ones, and I'd like to keep it that way. But software wasn't the only thing I found there. And this is one of the things I kind of haggled for, because they wanted $25 for it. I was like, look, it looks weird and funny. It's not worth $25. So I got them down to 15. For this, the Union Reality something. I drive games with my head. Have more fun. Look at how much fun he's having. You are Gear, the game revolution. Fly, drive, race, shoot, and lots more. So it's a little headset thing with an infrared mouse controller, I guess, and a little remote control, designed by Pininfarina. Pininfarina designed Ferraris. Apparently they also designed this. The other sides of the box are just the same in different languages, because this is a very European product. It is, thankfully, large, or is that medium? Is it like crossing out large? Made in Italy. That's cool. Dragon Systems Inc. Maybe that can help me trace what it is. So, here, there's more to it. Easy to install and use. See, it comes with a sensor, a remote control, and the headset. So I've opened this before, and unfortunately, I found out multiple problems with this that won't let me just use it right away. And we'll get through this. I'm going to figure out how to put this on camera. I'm going to have to do some editing, I believe. So this is the receiver unit, I guess. Kind of like a Wii sensor bar. And it has cables coming in and cables coming out. And so one of the problems is it requires both game port, that's this, and a serial port, because it has a little controller and it functions as a mouse. And I don't have a computer that has these, and might not for a while. The other problem is it requires cables like these, what are they called? RJ45? These are like the old phone cables. These run from this to here. This one has it built in, but this does not, and it did not come with these cables. Someone cannibalized them, presumably, because they did not use this. I can say that very confidently. They did not use this. This is the little controller. It's very solidly built. It's plastic, but it's very solidly built, but the buttons feel like total garbage. It's a little trigger button. It's got two face buttons, and it's got this little slider. Yeah, so see, this is one of these kinds of cable jacks, although this is more than a phone line. I don't know, I need to figure that out, but those cables are standard. I can find them. It comes with, you know, manual and CD drive. This I found fascinating. Here are receipts again. This is for a toy store called Intertoys. In a street in Leiden, that's the same street. This was bought in the same street where I just picked it up from a thrift store. In the year of our Lord, 2000. 16th of November, 2000. For 100, sorry, I was going to say florins, that's Aruba. 100 guilders. Alright? It's just crazy. And I don't think they used it. I love it. But that's super cool. It's kind of like I got provenance of this thing, you know. And then yeah, there's a cheaply printed CD and manuals and such. We won't look too much into them. So the other problem I have, and let me see how I can do this. And you might already notice this if you notice all these little black flakes. The other problem is the headphones have disintegrated. They were fine when I first took it out of the box, and then as soon as I started touching them, they started flaking off, and I did put this on for a picture. So I'm going to have to replace those. Also, this foam, because these things are kind of like, right, this is how they do the sizing thing. These foam things are broken off, so I might need to glue that or find another replacement thing. So this thing, look, it's already dropping these gross flakes on my desk, so I need to watch out. So this thing will require some servicing, but as you can see, the way it works, right, it's like a mouse pointer. It's a mouse pointer with a headset built in, and the headset is probably total garbage, along with the controller. Now, I do want to use this eventually. I do want to play something with this. Right? We can stream something, presumably like classic games that should not be done with this, but it's going to take some time because I need to find cables. You know, I need to get an old computer that has a game port and a serial port in it. I need the software to then be able to run, etc., etc. I need to repair this whole thing, which is quite involved. I think, you know, cable-wise, it's all still fine. I don't need these because I just need this. I don't need the headphones per se, but I would like to at least restore it to somewhat decent looking quality, and so that it doesn't ejaculate all over my desk. So that'll still be a while out, I think. But look at it. I look like Professor X wearing this thing. It's great. Or Mega Man. There's also very limited information about this thing online, and like a single YouTube video that's just a quick promotional thing. So I look forward to doing kind of a proper repair and deep dive of it. So I mentioned how the friendly guy who was helping me out, giving him money in exchange for these things, told me that they had some more stuff in the back, including Atari stuff. And they sure did, and I could go into detail about all the other stuff they had, but I'll just show off what I got, because my budget was extremely limited, and if it wasn't, I would have gone home with boxes and boxes full of stuff. What I got for the absurd price of 50 euros is an Atari Lynx in pouch, in beautiful condition, with 2 games. Now, this is something that I'm learning, is to not rush things. I wasn't looking, and the 2 games turned out to be the same. They're both California games, but I'm sure I can, flip one of them. So this is the Atari Lynx 2, the second iteration, the Lynx Slim, if you will, although I would hardly call it slim. Here it is compared to a PSP. Yeah, not particularly slim. The screen size is pretty large, though. I've always wanted one of these. I've always wanted one of each handhelds. Some of you may know I have Wonder Swans. If not, you can look up the video on YouTube. And now I have one, and I got it for a ridiculous price with still the rubber grips. These tend to fall off. This one has discolored a bit. What can you do? But it's incredible. The reason it has these buttons like this is so you can do this. But there's also games that kind of do this Wonder Swan thing, and that you can play like this. Does it work? Yes, kind of. Hi. Hey, what's up? So it takes 6 AA batteries. And from what I know, it chews through them pretty quickly. Also, what is the deal with Atari games going in label in? Because the old Atari consoles and the computers do that too, and I don't understand why. So this is what happens when I turn it on. Yeah. Let me get some volume going. Yeah. So as you can see, it's got these black lines running through it and a couple of white lines too. Okay, that's maybe a little too loud. So this is apparently a very common problem with Lynxes. Now the display is backlit. It's somehow a lower resolution than the Game Boy display, but it is full color. Its viewing angles are terrible, as you can see. But these black lines are apparently a common problem that is potentially repairable, but maybe not permanently. It has to do with how the ribbon cable that goes from the display to the motherboard is soldered to the display. So I might try to fix that. I probably will try to fix that in a future stream. But what a neat little device, isn't it? I love these square buttons. The original Lynx didn't have that. I love that you can flip, I believe, if you do this. If you do it like this, yeah. Then it's flipped if you're a lefty. You can turn the backlight off if you want to not see anything. And you can mess with the brightness and the volume. Yeah, I don't have any other accessories for it. I don't have a power adapter or anything like that. But look, if you look up the prices for these, I kind of feel like I robbed the place almost. But they just wanted to get rid of it. They had, okay, one of the things they had, and I'm hoping. If tomorrow I suddenly get a whole bunch of money in my bank account out of nowhere, you know, from an inheritance or something, or a Nigerian prince scam, they had a complete in-box Atari Lynx 1. But that was a little, quite a bit out of my price range. It's still an extremely good price, but, you know, I'm pretty budget limited. That's why I'm doing all this YouTube stuff. But I can't help it now. I have to collect these things. Let's play a game. Oh, let's flip first. What are we doing? What is this? Foot rag. Oh, it's hacky sack. Ah, this is a whole lot of fun. Yeah, I do hope to get a little collection of proper Atari Lynx games going. And, you know, of course, I'm going to fix this. I have some other things I'm going to fix. We'll see. I need to gather some equipment and stuff first. But that's... the pouch alone is worth like half of what I paid for it. So, needless to say, this makes me very happy. And my inner child, who did not know about the Atari Lynx, well, maybe my inner teenager did. My inner teenager is also extremely happy. One last thing before I go. This is not really a game pickup, but it's related to a video that's coming up. If you've been paying attention to my updates, you know that one of the things I'm going to do a video on, I still need to stream it, and I still need to watch the movie it's based on, is the Kenneth Branagh Hamlet game. Based on the Kenneth Branagh Hamlet movie from 1996. Very interesting. One of the things I want to read for that, I don't want to read Hamlet, although if I wanted to, I could. You know, I have a degree in literature. I know a little bit about Shakespeare. But before I got the degree in literature, I went to art school for game design and theater. I didn't finish it. It was very floofy. We don't need to talk about that. But one of the books I learned about there is called Hamlet on the Holodeck, The Future of Narrative in Cyberspace. And it has some very interesting theories. This is from 97, 96, I think. It has some very interesting theories and thoughts on what basically interactive computer narrative could look like. Some of it was very influential on games. Some of it predicted games. Some of it might be completely off, especially in this time of large language models and generative AI bullshit. But I thought it would be fun still to integrate some of what I remember from this book into the video about Hamlet. I used to have a copy of this book. One of my classmates borrowed it, never returned it, and I haven't been in contact with him in 15 years. So I got a new one, but this is also an updated edition from 2017, I think. So I have a little bit of reading to do and perhaps highlighting, you know, putting that master's degree to good use, I guess. But yeah, thank you for watching this. Thank you for supporting me. I intend to make these pretty regular because I can't help but keep picking up things and buying more stuff and collecting more things. Look at this detail. Look at this detail I just found in the Myst thing. I just only saw it in the reflection of the light. This is like intended to be taped documents, right? For the tape, they added a little bit of gloss for the little pieces of tape on these things. That's wonderful. Wonderful. You never know what you can find. I expect one of these every month-ish, depending on if I actually bought things that month. But considering my potential addiction, that's possible. Thank you. Thank you. Really. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being interested in my stuff. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to show off some of this cool stuff that I've collected. Oh yeah, this mouse is how I'm going to stop the video, by hitting stop recording.